Our greetings of faith, service, and communion to all. Welcome to the third International Conference on Values and Religious Education, where we have the pleasure to share with you our research titled Non-Catholic Lasallians Experiences in Living Out the Lasallian Values, published in Scopus Turkish Online Journal of Qualitative Inquiry, Volume 12, Issue 7 in July 2021. This is written in the leadership of Dr. Gladiolus Gatdulo, together with Dr. Mariana Thomas Ramirez, Dr. Marnan Regis, Dr. Jose Domingo Jr., and Dr. Roel San Sebastian, and myself, Clark Dominic Alipasa, will be presenting this study that explores the lived experiences of non-Catholic Lasallians, those who, despite their different faith traditions, live out the Lasallian values of faith, service, and communion, FSC, in mission within a Catholic university. We wanted to understand how these values are internalized, translated into the daily life, and sustained through an inclusive Lasallian formation. To appreciate the significance of this research, let me first situate it within the Lasallian educational context. As an introduction, the Lasal schools in the Philippines are Catholic, co-educational or co-ed institutions founded in 1911 by the Brothers of the Christian School, guided by our patron, St. John Baptist de la Salle, and his mission to teach minds, touch hearts, and transform lives. The Lasallian family now includes 17 institutions nationwide. But as Cabañas and Collins remind us, not all Lasallians are Catholics, and that diversity enriches the community within a Lasallian institution, De La Salle University das Marinas. Students and staff from different faiths, born again, Protestants, Buddhists, even Muslim, share one educational space grounded in Catholic identity yet open to pluralism. As Stan and Se in 2015 pointed out, this coexistence invites dialogue rather than division, creating a space for interfaith learning. This inclusivity naturally brings us to the heart of what unites all Lasallians, the core principles and values that define our shared identity. The Lasallian tradition stands on 5 core components. So we can see faith in God's presence, concern for the poor, quality education, respect for all persons, and inclusive community, to sum it all up. These are lived out through the 3 core values with the acronym FSC, F for faith, S with the zeal of for service, and C, communion and mission. These values that transcend from religious boundaries and affirm our shared humanity. In 2017, Collins and the Lasallian Guiding Principles in 2009 emphasized these ideals, which are not confined to one religion, but form a universal call to integrity, social responsibility, and holistic growth. For non-Catholic, this framework provides both belonging and spiritual grounding within a Catholic environment. That's why within this foundation, our research asks a simple but meaningful question. How do non-Lasallians or non-Catholic Lasallians rather personally live out these values within the system, the Lasallian system? Our study sought to explore the experiences of non-Catholic Lasallians at DLSU Das Marinas or De La Salle University Das Marinas, living out the values of faith, service, and communion and mission. We wanted to know, what does it mean to be a Lasallian? Despite belonging from other religions, how do they embody values rooted in Catholic spirituality while staying true to their own faiths? Specifically, we also aim to describe their personal reflections, identify shared themes, and of course, determine the implications for inclusive, formative, or formation programs. Our participants included 6 co-researchers from the faculty, staff, and students from diverse faith backgrounds, who each powerful narratives of faith and belonging were explored. To ground these stories, we turn to the Lasallian philosophy of education and other key works that link spirituality, formation, and pedagogy. The theoretical anchor of our research is the Lasallian philosophy of education articulated by Ms. Stadis in 2008. It centers on the shared mission of offering a human and Christian education, especially to the young and the poor. Scholars like Short in 2018 and Psalm in 2015 emphasize the importance of faith as a living principle that animates education. Meanwhile, studies by Penn in 1985 and Dunleavy in 2006 show that inclusion of non-Catholics in a Catholic school often strengthens rather than weakens our institutional faith identity. In our study, this is the framework that is provided with a lens for understanding how education can become a space of interreligious respects and shared values. Having established our theoretical grounding, we then moved on into the phenomenological process. This truly captures the lived experiences of our participants. We used a qualitative approach based on phenomenology, following Husserl's and Bastaka's frameworks. Why this method? It allowed us to describe experiences as they are lived from the perspective of the participants themselves. We conducted in-depth interviews and storytelling sessions with 6 co-researchers from the LSUD, encouraging open reflection and narrative sharing. The data were then analyzed through Mustaka's steps, thematic reflection, structural description, and eidetic insight. By suspending biases through epoche, we were able to extract the essence of what it means to live as a non-Catholic Lasallian. Let us now proceed with the first thematic reflections or the core experiences description for the non-Catholic Lasallians within a Lasallian institution. The first thematic reflection highlighted the participants' deep appreciation for Lasallian spirituality and formation. Many shared that they value the Lasallian prayers, retreats, and religious education modules offered by the university. They describe a sense of excitement and belonging, feeling that their Lasallian education shaped both intellect and heart. As one participant said, I was formed and satisfied. Another expressed, living the animo Lasal. These are what they said, which aligns with their own beliefs. The findings reflect what the Lasallian guiding principles describe as faith-seeking understanding, a spirituality that welcomes everyone to encounter God in their own way. From these shared experiences, deeper patterns and meanings emerged, which we explored through our second thematic reflection. From the structural descriptions, 5 major themes surfaced. First, participants were inspired by Lasallian prayers. I will continue, O my God, to all my actions for the love of you. They experienced closeness to God through common practices. Second, they identified as Lasallian believers, finding meaning in belonging to a mission-driven community such as the LSUD. Third, they viewed their faith journey as a Lasallian journey, where education and spirituality developed side by side. Fourth, they saw themselves as responsible followers, showing respect for institutional values without compromising their personal faith. Finally, personal satisfaction. This emerged as a holistic sense of growth, socially, emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually. Synthesizing these reflections led us to an insightful realization about the power of unity amid diversity. The participants described De La Salle University das Marinas as a second home, a place faithful to its Catholic roots, yet open to interreligious dialogues. Three postulates capture this insight: prayer as a path to understanding one's faith, integration of faith and service as a lived expression of belief, and communion and mission as the heart of mutual respect. This aligns with the Lasallian call to live in solidarity for a more humane and fraternal world. In essence, the Lasallian environment demonstrates that diversity of faith can strengthen, not fragment, communal identity. Finally, let us look at the implications of these findings for spiritual growth, education, and interfaith understanding. This study concludes that non-Catholic Lasallians experience genuine spiritual growth and belonging within a Catholic institution. They discovered that faith is universal, expressed not only through belief, but through service, compassion, and community. Interfaith dialogue becomes a lived reality that promotes fairness, equality, and respect for human dignity. As the participants expressed, it is possible to live out the Lasallian mission without losing one's religious identity. The Lasallian values of faith, zeal for service, and communion and mission becomes a unifying language that bridges faith traditions. In the end, we are reminded that Lasallian education is not always about sameness. It's about a shared purpose. And so, as one community, we affirm, live Jesus in our hearts forever. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless to all participants, especially to my co-authors. Congratulations to us all. See you soon.